Hello guys, Bobo here. This is gonna be a different video of sorts. The footage is from my visit to the US in April this year. I was in Santa Rosa, California for a tournament, Sword Crush. But I had a chance to come a little bit early in town, 2.5 days early, and do some sparring at the organizing club. Yeah, this is the moment where Marcus took me in the leg in the start of the fight. Marcus was my host. I stayed at his place in California. As you can see, he's very spry and moving around like a youngster, even though he's about 20 years my senior. This is the whole of EGF, En Garde Fencing, who are the organizers of Sword Crush, and whose training sparring session I had a chance to partake. The key thing about my performance here, although from time to time I do well, is that I am severely jet lagged. And honestly, on the evening of Wednesday, the previous day, I thought I was feeling okay. In the morning when I woke up, I thought that I was feeling okay. But the moment I put on gear and started fencing hard, then I figured out really quickly that I don't have my usual energy reserves, and it all just disappears from me. Everything goes smaller, slower. It's like I'm in molasses. So in this spar, I'm trying to warm up. So I'm moving a lot and trying to get my body to wake up, and get into gear. It's not going overly well because I get tired really quickly. And you see how I start waving around big. Then I remind myself, oh no, I'm waving too much, and then I get really tight. And I was too tight here, and Marcos got me in the head. Again, I'm running around so I can get my blood moving. I did a little bit of stretching that morning, a little bit of solo training in Marcos's garden. But yeah, that was a double, even though I attacked first. I'm trying to snipe Marcus, but not much luck there. And he got me. I pushed with my flat on his shoulder, I think. Nothing really of value and consequence. Here I managed to get in one good thrust and parry the after blow. I think this is the moment where I started having a feel of what Marcus's distance is. Failed parry. He got me in the shoulder, I got him in the torso. He has a lot more range than it looks initially. And here I get him in the face. He hits my fingers, but he thought that it wasn't quality. Yeah, it's nice to hear that, thank you.
Same with the afterblow. Thank you.
Okay, we're moving on next. We're doing some Messer now. Yes, the tournaments were Messer, Sword&Buckler, and Small Sword. I didn't take part in Small Sword, but I fenced in Messer and Sword&Buckler. I think he got me on the way while I was entering here. But Messer is not the weapon I regularly train with. I consider it more of a variation of arming sword, which I regularly train with. I have a Messer and I fence with it all the time, just not something that I specifically train. And that was my first Messer tournament, in fact. I think he stopped early because I might have gotten with a slice here, but I'm not sure of the quality. Just the fact that he bent under his mask doesn't mean it was necessarily a good slice or hit. I managed to get low, and I used this balance to jump to the side instead of like falling on my face. He got me on the fingers. Yeah, as you see, I'm slowing down some clips, others not as interesting, and I'm not. I managed to get him on the outside of the right arm with the Zerhao. I tried the thrust, I got the thrust, but I couldn't recover my weapon quickly enough to cover. I think I got here with the Zwerchorshio, or whatever you call it. I'm not sure what happened here. Probably hand snipe. I like that I managed to parry this and get him in the hand. That hanging parry is not something I'm used to, and it works well with Messer and with Saber with slightly different mechanics. Yeah, I pushed here, I engaged the second arm, trapped his, pulled my weapon out, and I like to finish grapples. Just do it nicely, like don't force it. Okay. Yeah, I was stupid here, and he got me with a direct thrust to the chest. He did well in taking the center and retaining control of it when I was fucking around. I think he got me in the face here as well. That was another clean one. I think I managed some contact here. He hesitated, and you shouldn't hesitate, but it's quite likely that people used to do it even from slight wounds. Like that the moment where you stop, look at your blood, and you don't want to continue, that's a real thing. Again, some attempted control after initial clash. I used to, in the tournament itself, as you will see later. Okay, that was a nice thrust this time. I did manage to deal with a lot of people just by working the wide distance. And with less ultra blows and doubles than here. I'm sluggish, and I have like half the energy for an exchange. If I do 1, 2, 3, and I'm done. And if the exchange goes to 4th, and here I'm collapsing my entire structure. That's again jet lag. I thought that I could recover, and I did recover by the next day. By Saturday for sure. But yeah, it was a challenge, and I felt that. I know it's a known effect, and I expected it. Just I've never traveled such a big across so many time zones. Okay, another grapple. Control, a little cut to the face. Sorry, I like doing that. I just do it with control and care. Hand, cover, extend again to threaten. Okay. Thrust into a wind. I like the Messer because it's short and it's different enough from my arming sword that it's fun to use. It's different from a side sword and saber and rapier. At the same time, there's so many similarities. I mean, a blade is a blade, but one-handed blades. Okay, again I managed to pull aside that parry, slice and thrust. I like the handle that I can vary my grip, and if I hold it close to the guard, like choking it, I can be very, very quick on, like, yeah, very, very quick with slices and cuts on the inside. Okay, this is a little bit of longsword. What is this longsword doing in my, what's the word? In my Sword&Buckler and Messer video? Well, that's no other than Chandler Brown from EGF, who some of you may have also fenced in Europe, since he has been visiting a couple of times. Well, actually, one time I think recently. And this was before him going to Paris and competing in right-of-way tournament. So I was like, okay, I fence right away. I can try to fence like people fence it right away. And I don't mean even just the best people, but and you can see that I'm overly aggressive because I know that in the tournaments he's gonna fence, and he did fence in them and did pretty well. Priority like parry, riposte. I don't care what's happening afterwards. I already got my point. It was a good plan, but he got me behind the parry here to the torso. But it was probably quite likely that I would have done that after blow anyway. So, even though the previous one was for him, because priority first hit priority. And again here, it might seem stupid, and in other rule sets it could be, but he did parry it. And even if he didn't, it would be a point in right-of-way tournaments. That was very nice. He has a very nice control and work from the cron. I think it was a blow after blow or something like that. But it was good. And let's see. Ooh! I think I got him behind the parry, but he got me in the head, so. Either way, playing right away, guys, I get a lot of easy points on him because I do something stupid he doesn't expect, and that's what will happen to you if most of your experiences with after blow. This is in tackle prep. It will be point for him even in right away. So things that might seem stupid in after blow rule set are actually smart in right away, and vice versa. Like the best way to fence, hit and not be hit, is very similar, but the best way to get points can be different. Here, for example, that exchange where I went for the hands, totally my priority. Even if we hit at the same time. He got me on the exit here. I think I ran out of juice there. Yeah. Okay. I did manage to sneak in that. That was basically Durvexen against the Thumbtack. I borrowed the sword. I didn't have luggage big enough to put the long sword in, so I went only with my arming sword and my arming sword and Messer, and my buckler. But yes, I'm not used to that sword. Flat edge. Okay, it's a Regina some sort. Doesn't matter. It's generic. It's okay. Just a little bit weird. I can use it in one hand. I mean, come on. Well, not very well for thrusts, apparently, but, for cuts, it's okay. That was a very nice set of blows, attacks, counterattacks, pauses. Very cool. And he got the point, definitely. This is the last exchange. I think he touched me behind the guard, and I was like, I might not count it, but in some tournaments they will. And that was the last exchange. And we go on to the next one. This time is Messer. Yet again. Okay, at this point I've taken a couple of minutes break, and I'm right back in. And almost from the get-go, I start feeling like a minute in, I'm okay here. Okay, that was nice. A minute in, I'm feeling like, damn, I don't want to do this anymore. I think somewhere around here. And then I pull back, and this is so I can take a bigger breath. That's why I pull back so much. You see how I'm trying to conserve energy and lazing around? And so I can have the energy to do this when he actually enters in distance. A lot of people love doing shit outside of distance, like Recently, a guy on the tryhard HEMA group was like, "Oh, the tempo begins when judges say start at the beginning of the line." No, it doesn't, unless it's like a really small ring. If you have like the normal 6+ or 7+ meters on distance between you, shape notwithstanding. No, that was cool. He got me into harm though. Then if you have that distance, your tempo is not gonna matter what you do before you enter distance, which is gonna be like a couple of at least a meter or two closer into the center. So outside of distance, you can do psychological things that can prep your opponent. Ooh! He didn't really cut my arm. He just put the. He tried to. I think he actually tried to parry late and just pushed me with his flat. Okay, I managed to get in. Nice. I love it. I'll be honest, I love it. And it's excellent. Yeah, that was stupid. Okay, let's see how it goes. That was fairly simple. He just fell on my Nagel and I was like, oh yeah, I have a Nagel on this one. Let's just unterzwerg him. And yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah, I'm totally out of juice here. I can see it in the way I step.
Sorry. I was just outside and I couldn't quite guard either.
Yeah, that was a double, I think. He got me, I'm not sure on the pommel or on the hand, but it wasn't 100% clean. And that was very nice. He cut into my arm the moment he saw that there's a hesitation and opening, which is perfect. I don't remember who the maker of his arming sword was. Okay. Yeah, I was telling him not to turn around like that because he'll get carded, and he's like, "I didn't mean to." And I was like, "Yeah, I did shove you, but don't get so easily shoved." Okay. I think we're both at the end of our fuel tanks here. Yeah, that was a messy one again. I tried to engage the arm, but I didn't manage to catch his sword before he started moving it, and then I dropped contact of it. This again, I knew that he was gonna search, and I could just use that time to put a cut in his arm. Okay. Yeah, I fucked up here, and he got me in the shoulder. Okay, last exchange. And I extended, he got me on the side and parried the afterblow. Perfect. Okay, next one. Again, Messer. At least I am dynamically flexible. Again, I've warmed up at least my tendons. He got me with a riposte after this. You can't see it, sorry. I don't have an operator. I have no idea what happened, but I think I got him somewhere. He is fast. He got me on the torso and I got him on the leg, I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, that was nice. And jump back. Yeah, you won't find this exact thing in the sources the way I do it, but you will find low cuts to the legs like this, including getting as low as touching the knee to the ground for a low thrust. I'm not sure this entered, but then I managed control and hit the head again, or for the first time. Either way, decent. Yeah, it was stupid of me. I think I'm trying to take a breath. I have no idea where I got him. I know that I got him just because of the sound of gear instead of metal. Oh, see how he pushes me and I have to go back and hesitate and manage to get inside, cut him and pull back before he can even throw the after blow. Okay, I think. By the way, this is well. It's not the peak of. It's the peak of my technical performance that night. Yeah, you saw that thrust. That was nice. I think this is where I was fully warmed up, but still had a little bit of energy, and I could like. And my opponent was technical enough and not just flailing around crazily. So it was a very fun match. See, the moment he put a little bit more pressure on me, he got me. I think I managed to actually place this thrust and get him in the chest. Or no, apparently I missed because we continued afterwards. Oh, we can find our spots. Okay, at least one more exchange. Let me see what happened because I don't know. Oh, I parried after hit to the head from me and moving back. I don't know. It was good apparently. That parry post, I was lucky to be at the right time in the right place and kept the right distance. We actually got each other's gloves, the pommels of the messers because they're longer. They can catch on the manchettes of the gloves. I got him on the arms, on the hand.
No, I know. I was thinking of
And I'm saying
I didn't line it enough, and it got me on the hand there.
yeah, I was just aiming to do a Druvexen and not hit him actually. Guessing by my sound, I missed that thrust with which I valiantly jumped out of frame. And probably a mess happened, but we're laughing, so that's good. He hit me here, and I afterblowed him. Not the best idea ever. Okay, push. I think I managed to cover, hit him once, and then he hit me with some delay. I did something stupid again. Okay, yeah, you can see that my... see how I'm slugging my legs? That's again the jet lag hitting me, and I'm like... I'm dying. Okay, my last match of the sparring match of the evening with Joe Overly, who is the coach for EGF and one of the organizers at Sword Crush. I tried to go for his hand. I apparently hit his buckler arm behind the buckler, but I'm not sure of the quality, to be honest. I think I got him in the hand again. That was a thrust, archer blow with a slice from Joe. Essentially a double. See, I'm waving around too much and not the healthiest idea in the world. I think I managed to, yeah, clean, cut, and parry by bringing my buckler to my neck. And we doubled, I think, or yes. He got me in the leg, I got him in the torso with a thrust. We're still getting used to each other's rhythm. I don't know what happened here. Maybe he hit me. Oh, I didn't feel anything either. So maybe we just missed each other. I didn't manage to parry that. And he got me on the entry here again. Very nice fencer. The good thing is that he fences really rationally and doesn't do shit that's stupid. See how he made me cover and then surged with the buckler, opened up my arms, placed the thrust. Even though I afterblowed him, it was just beautiful. Attack on prep on the arm while I was entering. Again, I mess up. That was interesting. He tried to push and he got me in the leg while I got him in the head. Another beautiful exchange. I think Joe actually missed that thrust and he went behind my arm. He tried to do it as a... he tried to wind, but he didn't have anything to wind against. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. Blow after blow. I don't know. I like this one because of this parry, but after that I fuck up. And he fucks up and we essentially double or blow after blow. Either way, not the most genius, but the entry was nice. This one is really something. And I managed to get with the counter thrust to the torso while parrying his blow. I didn't count how many parries and repos those were, but that was very cool. And then we followed that up with a stupid double, because why not? I mean, that's the order of things in the universe, isn't it? The moment you do a brilliant mechanical, tactical exchange, and then you have to double like an idiot. Okay, blow after blow. Not the best. I think we're coming at the end of this, guys. And he pushes me. And I get him in the head. He pushes me. I manage to actually deflect his blow. And I'm like, I don't have a breath, but let's do one more exchange. I think. Yeah, because the timer went off, yeah. Okay, let's see what I can muster for last exchange. I push. This is my actual speed. Hit to the torso, parry the after blow, thrust, and recover. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. And I had a lot of fun in the US and with these guys. Thank you and bye-bye.